daughter of Re. The Forgotten Life of Hatshepsut, King of Egypt, a new musical by Brian Christensen.
Hatshepsut was a great king in the 18th dynasty.
Beloved by some,
reviled by others,
and almost completely erased from history shortly after death.
This is her story. All right, let's get props. Come on, get the stands out of here. I will keep mine. Yes. All right, I don't see the throne. Come on.
Carefully.
There we go. Hatshepsut, you took Egypt by surprise with no intent to compromise on what you must achieve to stabilize a nation failing in your eyes.
you had to take a stand for the freedom of the land.
Egypt surely would have crumbled without you.
You should have been rewarded for the order you restored,
But we've all forgotten you. Hatshepsut.
Did you know they'd vilify you just because you wouldn't stand by idly? You saw tremendous growth in foreign trade and no one trying to invade. Did they refuse to see past your femininity?
Could they not accept a woman in your place?
To purify the crown, they tore your statues down.
You were gone without a trace.
Hatshepsut.
Can we ever hope to find out what was going through your mind? Oh, who were you? Did you fight to be embraced because you knew you'd be erased? Will we ever understand? Well, if we are going to understand, we should probably go back to the beginning.
In the beginning, the god Atum was alone in the waste of noon, and he was lonely. So he took his hand and reached down and pulled out his
No,
massive-
not that beginning. Ew. 1,500 years before the famous Cleopatra, Egypt was divided and in turmoil until one man, Amos, brought the country together, founding the new kingdom and starting the dynasty that would later bring us Tutankhamun. You get it. Oh, man, life was good. It was the beginning of the 18th dynasty. Egypt once again had been reunified. There was happiness in Thebes.
The pharaoh had 3 sons in line to be the king, but then sadly the 2 oldest of them died.
most unexpectedly.
Amenhotep was just a boy when he had to take the throne, without the training that his other brothers got. He wasn't ready.
His mother served as regent until he was grown, doing what was needed to preserve Ma'at.
Ma'at was the concept of order in the world, truth, justice, and the Egyptian way. Anything that threatened that balance, like, let's say, a baby king who can't rule because he's just a baby, was unacceptable. You may want to remember that. Amenhotep grew up and his reign was dignified, but he not a son. There was no one next in line.
So he trained a general to take over when he died, making Thutmose king when everything was done, so Egypt would be fine.
Amenhotep's daughter then became Thutmose his bride, to solidify his place upon the throne. One happy family. Oh. And it was into this family that Hatshepsut was born, the daughter of a new king with only marital ties to the old ruling family.
This is the beginning of the 18th dynasty, and the kingdom's getting stronger every day. We're living in a golden age. This is the beginning of the 18th dynasty, and the kingdom's getting stronger every day. We're living in a golden age.
We're living in a golden age.
But his first born was Hatshepsut.
We're living in a golden age.
Even at an early age, Hatshepsut knew she was special. You are special, Hatshepsut. Your mother and I have big plans for you.
Oh, gee, Dad, what sort of plans?
Big ones? Did you not hear me? Am I talking too softly?
What should I do, Father?
Ah, yes. You will train with the priests of Amen. You will be God's wife and bring prosperity to our land.
Oh, gee, Dad, thank you so much. I'm so excited. Wait. I'm supposed to be God's wife? But I'm just a child.
Ah, it's perfectly normal. God likes them young.
Okay.
You're going to love it. You will learn to read the holy texts and help me perform all the religious ceremonies of Amen, King of gods, creator of life.
My life is a great possibility. Who knows what my future is meant to be? I will follow the gods. I will trust their decree. Amen. Holy Hidden One, help me understand your mystery. Teach me and let me be your servant. Bring me closer unto thee. I will listen to what you say, for I know you'll always show me the way. All time turns at your command, and creation gladly bows before you. Choose me and let me be your hand. Show me what I need to do. Amen. Source of all creation, bringing forth each new day from your power. All I want, my whole life's dedication, to serve you this and every year. I will praise you in all that you do, so all of Egypt will glorify you. Amen. Your faithful, humble servant, help me understand your mystery. Fill me, your faithful, humble servant, bring me closer unto thee.
Hatshepsut. It's been a few years, and I am old now.
Yeah.
The time has come to look to the future of our dynasty. Your half-brothers have no link to the old kings, but you are descendant of Amenhotep, destined to bring the family together as the king's great wife.
I'm supposed to marry my brother now. I thought I was God's wife.
Half-brother? And you can be both. It's perfectly normal.
What if I don't want to be both? My life is full of purpose. I'm the high priestess. I'm God's wife.
This is more important than what you want. We must preserve the strength of the dynasty at any cost.
At any cost.
Good girl. Now, your brother, half-brother, has been training in all kingly matters and will make an excellent king and husband for you.
King Tutmos.
What?
Amenmos is dead.
Really?
Sorry.
Well, what do we do now, Father?
It's no bother. Your other half-brother, Wajamos, has also been training most diligently alongside Amenmos for just such an occasion.
Wajamos is also dead.
For fuck's sake! Are any of my sons not dead?
Yes.
Oh, please, not him!
Yeah.
At any cost! Every family has a black sheep, a weak link, if you will. Normally, you wouldn't expect the weak link to outlive the stronger ones, but the coddled, protected Tutmos II wasn't exposed to any of the dangers his older and, frankly, better brothers were. So, when Tutmos I died, okay. When Tutmos I died, the double crown of Upper and Lower Egypt was passed to a sickly, inexperienced child barely past puberty.
How can this be? What you wanted for me, was this part of your plan? Shoved to the side, and then forced to play bride to this joke of a man. That boy is no king, he can barely do anything. How could he lead? Our family is strong, why did he turn out wrong? Is there any way he might succeed? Though I pray every day, I just don't know what to do.
We have to preserve the strength of the dynasty at any cost.
At any cost. Nobody thought to consider if I even wanted this. Why is the weight of the world falling solely on me? I had a plan for the life I would live, the person I wanted to be. Now I'm expected to push that aside for the dynasty. What other choice do I have than to do what I must? He needs someone stronger behind him to guide him successfully. I know we will succeed if in all men we trust. I'll be been trained specifically for this like my brothers. But as God's wife of Amen, I stood beside my father, performing all the official ceremonies and learning firsthand what it takes to lead. And I can still wield all the authority and influence of God's wife. But if this is going to really work, I need officials I can trust.
Surrounded by generational nobles and officials with their own ambitions and fickle allegiances, Hatshepsut saw tremendous value in one particularly smart and resourceful man plucked from relative obscurity.
Senenmut, can I count on you?
Unequivocally. What's first?
My dear husband, the king, is not the paragon of health. Our father was. And each day he manages to continue living in a small miracle from Amen. We need an heir.
Hatshepsut began straightway with the purely pragmatic pursuit of producing an heir, trusting in the gods, but very much doubting Tutmos II's potential. She quickly filled the king's harem with lesser wives to increase the chances of a viable male heir. The failure of Amenhotep's failure to do so weighed heavily upon her. But soon enough, she was with child. And after a very difficult pregnancy, she finally gave birth to a beautiful, healthy baby.
Oh, God!
Girl.
Fuck! It's beautiful, yes. Thank you.
Is this a joke? Then where is the laughter? Why must our lives be left up to chance? Is there something else that I am not seeing? More I could have done to give them their king. I look at you, my beautiful child, and just see the life that can never be yours. How is that fair to feel like a failure? You've done nothing wrong by just being born, my sweet baby girl. I will never resent you. I'll show you the way that was shown to me. We do what we must, 'cause we must, for the sake of our people. There's no other choice, whatever the cost. We must have more. Oh, Senenmut, I have a new task for you.
Whatever you wish.
My daughter will not simply be another girl in the palace waiting to be wed. Neferure is the firstborn, truly royal, like me. I want her to receive the same education that would be afforded any male heir, because there may not be one.
But that just isn't done. Women don't read.
I do. Neferure will, and you will teach her. I swore I would strengthen the dynasty. Stand tall in the face of adversity. Though the king has no heir, there is still strength in me.
While Senenmut began tutoring the young Neferure, Hatshepsut continued to ensure that Thutmose II didn't do anything stupid enough to displease the gods or destroy the country.
I bring urgent news for King Thutmose II.
Speak.
Your Majesty, there are rumblings of a rebellion to the south of Nubia. What should we do?
Send a representative with a small...
Oh, I was talking to the king.
Send a representative to collect their taxes early with a small company of troops to display force to remind them that the strength of Thutmose still rules in Egypt. Make it clear that... Oh, God. Make it clear there will be no further rumblings, whether that is by choice or with my might.
Thank you, my king.
This charade is exhausting.
I know.
You'd think they'd know how this works by now.
A king must wear the crowns, the embodied Horus.
Whatever it takes to preserve Maat, right?
At any cost.
Hatshepsut,
Oh, Senenmut, how is my Neferure?
she's growing quickly. She's sharp.
Oh, you're so good with her. She loves you.
She's a very special girl, but there's something else.
What?
One of Thutmose's lesser wives has just given birth. Probably the least of his lesser wives, honestly. Isis.
Let me guess. A son.
They've named him Thutmose III.
At least the dynasty won't end with Thutmose II.
But through a lesser wife? The heir should be born to the king's great wife, Hatshepsut.
I'll just have to try again. Maybe we can give Neferure a truly royal brother before Thutmose,
The king is dead!
Of course he is.
We just found him dead on his throne!
So, the baby's the king?
That can't be right.
The only living son!
Not again. Now once again, I am forced to take charge of the dynasty. Over and over, the burden is placed upon me. First it's a king who's too sick for his throne, and now it's a baby in need. Again, we need somebody stronger than Thutmose could ever be. Even in death, my damn husband's dependent on me. So I'll
Thutmose needs a regent
the
to show
strength
him what to do.
he needs
We can't have an infant ruling on his
our
own.
line
Thank
succeed.
God and we have Hatshepsut. Baby Thutmose needs a regent to show him what to do. Can't have an infant ruling on his own. Thank God and we have Hatshepsut.
Hi. The inundation season this year was good. And we're set for a strong harvest.
And the rumblings in Nubia?
Silenced easily and peacefully. We did as you commanded. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And those mean old Nubians, we silenced them, didn't we? Yes, we did. Yeah. Oh, and now their tribute is being brought to our land. Yes, it is. You know what that means.
No news of any groups testing for weakness during this transition of power, like when Thutmose II took the throne?
No. Oh. None.
Fascinating. That will be all. Thank you.
Perhaps people aren't as dumb as they seem.
How do you mean?
Transition of power, what, from your left hand to your right? All but the blindest could see where the true strength has been these past 3 years. It's only tradition that makes them say otherwise.
As long as there is a king on the throne, it doesn't matter where the power is, just that it is. The trouble is that this king requires very little time on the actual throne. Even more so than his father, it seems very difficult to govern effectively.
Now, that's intriguing.
What?
You, there.
You know it's not my place.
Why not? Does Tutmos need to literally be sitting there for you to act as his regent?
Appearances are important, especially right now. People need to see that there is still a king and the dynasty endures. He needs to be visible, for now. You saw how confused that one was, still needing to address the king. The Nubians may have no qualms acknowledging who is truly wielding the power of the throne, but our officials need a physical king.
Maybe they would be less confused if it was clear you were still his regent, even in his absence.
Soon, but not yet. We'll pull him from the spotlight, protect him, and teach him. That baby is the future my father built, and I have to make sure that he survives to continue it. Until then, I must do whatever is necessary to maintain Mott. And you must make sure Neferure is taken care of and instructed properly. She'll take my place one day as God's wife.
Well, if anyone could, it would be her. She's growing and learning so fast.
Well, I put her in your very capable hands. Probably the smartest move I've made. Thank you, Senenmut.
Your mother placed you in my care to teach you writing and sums, so that you are prepared for whatever comes. But there is another lesson you should be taught. So carefully study your mother, 'cause it's what she's got. She has so much to show us of duty, the good of the country ahead of her own. However thankless the world may be, she does what she must for the dynasty, with no hope of her living the life that she wished would be. I know she can't always be here. That's just the way that it goes. But you are what she holds most dear, everybody knows. Yet she cares deeply for Egypt, almost as much as for you. Balancing on that fine line, more than I ever knew. She has so much to show us of duty, the good of the nation ahead of her own. She has no choice, knowing the nation would falter if she didn't step up and strengthen the throne. Hatshepsut does what she has to.
Order is the essence of Ma'at. Order keeps the world the way it ought to be. Order makes the Nile flow. That is why our crops can grow. Without it, we would surely be distraught.
Order is what lets us win against the chaos crashing in.
The most important lesson we are taught.
You've gotta have mods.
Should I? From up on high, order is kept. Ensuring that no line is overstepped. We keep the balance here on earth the gods expect. 'Cause we'd die if we did not. You've gotta have mods.
That was so good.
Oh, thank you. I really tried. Thank you.
When I was young, my mother said,
What'd she say?
the gods will weigh your heart when you're dead. With those weighed down by evil deeds, amen is fed. Yeah, yes. For the souls who have a shot, you gotta have mot.
Mot.
Mot, mot, mot,
Mot.
mot, mot,
Mot.
mot, mot,
Mot.
mot, mot,
The gods have set a careful balance in the universe. If we upset it, things will go from good to bad to worse.
We have a duty to preserve the status quo. We only like the things we know.
Mot is true. It is the way. That daily ray turns night into day. It keeps the desert sands and storms offset that bay. When evil must be fought, if happiness is sought,
Sing it.
in case anyone forgot,
You gotta have mot.
Mot.
Mot, mot,
Mot.
mot, mot,
Mot.
mot, mot.
You've gotta have Mot. Time marched steadily forward as it always had, days turning to weeks, turning to months, a year, after Tutmos II's sudden but not surprising death. Hatshepsut had established a successful regency for her stepson.
Our temples are in a disgraceful state of disrepair. How can we expect Amen's continued blessings on this land when we... Okay. Senenmut, will you kindly take the good King Tutmos III for his nap?
Right away.
Thank you. As I was saying, how can we expect continued blessings on this land when we allow his earthly temples to look like this? We must make repairs.
Yes, Hatshepsut.
Slowly, she began flexing and expanding the apparent scope of her regency, simplifying the logistics of ruling by emphasizing her religious experience and pure royal lineage.
We are pleased with the progress in the renovations at Karnak. There is so much more work that There is much... Okay. There is much more... Senenmut!
Right away, Hatshepsut!
There is still so much work that needs to be done, but it's a great start. Now, we need to continue with the Karnak expansion program started by the great King Tutmos I, my father. I need additional statues commissioned and inscribed from the king's daughter Hatshepsut, regent of Tutmos III, and God's wife of Amen, Neferure.
Yes, Hatshepsut.
I also want you to send an envoy to the outstanding cities and assess their temples as well.
Of course, Hatshepsut.
Praise the king of Upper and Lower Egypt, Thutmose III. May he live
Eternally.
At least she tried to simplify the logistics of ruling.
Why do I care that they never acknowledge the good that I do? Why do I care that my victories will never be mine? Never before did I want any more than the good of the land. Why is it now not enough just to stand to the side? Little by little, I'm losing my faith that the gods have a plan. Why do these kings need the strength of a woman to rule? Clearly, I know that a king is required to sit on the throne. But I can't understand why the gods would have chosen these two.
She sits on the throne.
She makes the orders.
Who does she think she is?
I serve the king, not this mere woman. It's not her place.
She has no right
to tell us what to do. We have a king.
We have a king.
Divinely chosen.
I serve the king.
And she's not him. I serve the king.
I serve the king.
He holds the crown.
He has the crown.
She oversteps.
She oversteps
when he is not around. He's just a boy.
I serve the king.
But he'll soon be grown.
He's still the king, and then he'll
shut her out. I serve the king.
How could I have been so blind? The answer's been there all this time, with Amen calling out. If only I had just been listening. My father saw what was in store, that I was meant for so much more than just to be some great king's wife who spends her whole life waiting. Hatshepsut began to formulate a plan so she could finally lead the land the way she knew she should. She couldn't wait till he was grown to have a strong king on the throne. Too long I played the game, it always stays the same. Well, now I think it's time to find another way.
If they won't listen to you, then what on earth can you do?
I have a chance to change the rules. My husband was a weak fool, and his son is a child. We haven't had a real king since my father died. So if they need a king, I'll give them a king.
There's a change on the wind that's blowing down the Nile, and support for the woman's been growing for a while. With the priests on her side, she's gonna take a stand that the gods have chosen her to lead the land. There's a change on
I'll
the wind
be the
that's blowing
king,
down the
'cause
Nile,
that's
and
what
support
I
for the
was
woman's
born to
been growing
be.
for a
And who
while.
am I to fight the will of Amen?
Gods have chosen her to
I
lead the
serve the
land.
king.
I've been the constant that has saved this dynasty, and now I know my father wanted it this way.
tell us what to do.
I'll be
We have a king, divinely chosen, and she's not him. I serve the king.
She began to formulate a plan so she could finally lead the land the way she knew. I'll be the king. She couldn't wait till he was grown to have a strong king on the throne. I'll be the king.
I serve the king.
I'll be the king.
I serve the king.
I am the king.
I serve the king.
I'll
I
serve the king.
I am the king.
If people were confused or bothered by the amount of power Hatshepsut had as regent, the best and easiest way to preserve Ma'at so that everything made sense was to give Hatshepsut a title that matched the power she already had, the title of a king.
People of Egypt, I present our kings. Thutmose III, may he live forever. And Hatshepsut, may she live forever.
She has a vagina.
But I don't. King, woman, I don't. What?
There she is. Okay.
Thank you. I know this probably seems strange at first, but there is a long-standing precedent of co-kingship in Egypt. My own father, the great Thutmose I, was a co-ruler under Amenhotep while he trained for kingship and learned how to rule. And we can all agree how truly remarkable my father was.
He was great.
Yes.
So good.
I think that alone proves co-kingship is better for Egypt than sole kingship. Yes, question up front.
Yes. So traditionally, a co-kingship, like your father's great king, by the way, the best, is established so the current king, the senior, can make sure the transition to the next king, the junior, is smooth and that policies remain consistent. How will that work in your co-kingship?
Good question. I can see how this might be confusing for some outside. I would actually be the senior king in this partnership because, as you can see, this little fella isn't a senior of anything.
Follow up. Are you implying that seniority in kingship is based solely on age rather than kingly experience? We already have a king, but you think you can just swoop in now?
No, not at all, but I appreciate your concern. You see, little baby Thutmose here may have the title of king, but that's not the same as kingly experience. I've been performing the kingly ceremony since I was a young god's wife beside my father, Thutmose I. That is why I am the senior king.
But Thutmose III was the king's legitimate heir before co-kingship was even on the table. How do you reconcile the timeline?
Thutmose's father, my late husband, Thutmose III, was not a healthy king. He wasn't the heir the great Thutmose I wanted, and I think that's important.
You didn't address the timeline.
I've essentially been the acting king since before he was conceived. Does that address the timeline enough for you?
Are you claiming there could have been a mistake in the divine succession?
I would never claim the gods are even capable of mistakes, but they are definitely capable of operating outside of your understanding. Do you really think the gods would leave Egypt under the command of a sickly king and his infant son without a backup plan?
Oh, and you expect us to believe that you are that backup plan?
I am the heir my father wanted. I am the daughter Amen chose. I am the king Egypt needs.
But you're not a man.
No! I'm the king. No more questions. Now, if you'll excuse me, the junior king Thutmose III needs his diaper changed.
But
Oh, wait.
I'm sorry, that is all for today. I will direct all further questions to the statement Amen's oracle previously provided. I believe the king referenced it earlier, particularly line 198. And the great god Omen spoke. Hatshepsut shall be the name of my daughter. She shall exercise excellent kingship in this whole land. My soul is hers, my bounty is hers, my crown is hers, that she may rule the two lands, that she may lead all the living. You should all have copies.
Can you give us any
What did I
idea?
just say about further questions? Hatshepsut is the king. That's the story. Go.
Well, I have never in my life.
With that tie? Oh, no.
So that went well.
That is, oh my God.
Yeah.
We can't have that. Not as well as can be expected. If history teaches us anything, there is never a shortage of bigots or idiots.
They'll change their minds. My success and Egypt's prosperity will change their minds.
But how do you propose to actually accomplish that? I know you've been rebuilding the temples the Hyksos destroyed, but I think it's going to take more than that.
If we don't take care of our religious centers and please the gods, more than that won't matter. But I do have a plan. I'm sending a fleet to the land of Punt.
Punt was an exotic, quasi-mythical land across the Red Sea. Some believed it was the stuff of myths and legends, too fantastical to be real. But Egypt had traded with Punt almost 1,000 years earlier. Unsure of what they would find now, Hatshepsut set on a grand adventure to Punt, which captivated the attention of everyone in Egypt.
I need ships, big and sturdy, for the voyage I have planned. Make 'em new, make 'em grander, for the glory of the land. There should be room for all the treasures we receive. Exotic gifts, the likes of which you can't conceive. The people of Punt will pay tribute to the mighty king of Egypt.
Kings.
The mighty kings of Egypt. We'll bring back lapis lazuli and gold, myrrh trees to plant in our temples so we have a renewable supply. Never again will my people, our people, want for anything. I will build Egypt up greater than it's ever been before. They want big, we'll go bigger. Give the people what they need. Be a king, do what kings do. Show them I am fit to lead. Our success will prove I was chosen by the gods. And with their support we can conquer any odds. They want big,
She's got a plan to follow
give
through.
the people what they need. Be a king,
And
do
I
what
will
kings
live to
do.
serve
Show them
in
I'm fit
everything
to
I do.
lead. Our success will
And
prove
she
I
will
was
be
chosen
the
by
greatest
the
king we've ever
gods.
known.
And with their
At
support
last,
we can
Hatshepsut's
conquer
on the
any
throne.
odds. Senenmut, I'm promoting you. I want you to be my chief architect. While they're on their way to Punt, we are going to build the most divine mortuary temple Egypt has ever seen. The holiest of holies, Jessere Jesseru.
It's never something easy with you, is it?
Where's the fun in that? Now let's get started.
Hatshepsut had started her official kingship at full speed, immediately launching massive building projects alongside her exciting expedition to Punt. Buildings and statues were commissioned explicitly by the senior king, Hatshepsut. Good job.
And here we will have a carving of the kings Tutmos and Hatshepsut performing the rituals of Amun-Re.
I don't like that. That's not how it happens.
I'm sorry?
The scene will clearly show me, the senior king, Hatshepsut, making the offering to Amun-Re on behalf of both kings. And Tutmos III will be behind me, piously observing the junior king. Piously observing as the junior king. Is that clear?
Yes, Hatshepsut.
Do they not understand the importance of accuracy in our records and carvings?
It's still hard for some of them to adjust.
To a co-kingship.
That's not what I said.
I know what you meant. It's just easier sometimes to pretend we're better than that. Why does it matter what's under my clothes?
I don't know. It shouldn't, but it does.
But it doesn't have to. We can change. public opinion, I can help them see the light. They hold firm to tradition, but that doesn't make them right. They set limits because they can't understand. The right to rule is not exclusively for men. Appearances are still that important. Fine. If they want man, then I'll be manly. We can change how they see me. I can hide my feminine features. Show them the king they want to see. From now on, my statues will depict my masculinity. Depict the essence of the God inside of me.
Do you really think changing your appearance will make your detractors forget you're a woman?
I'm not trying to convince anyone I'm not a woman, but there's no point in calling attention to it if they're more comfortable seeing a man.
They'll think you're lying, trying to trick them.
My inscriptions will always tell the truth. All glory to the king of Upper and Lower Egypt, the daughter of Re, Hatshepsut, foremost of noble women.
And how is that not calling attention to it?
People will see the image of a strong king, the manifestation of Re, and be happy. They won't have to read the words under the pictures.
Do you think that will be enough?
If someone is dumb enough to think that not having a penis makes them less of a king, I doubt they'll be reading the fine print.
But if we could just explain...
No! You can't fight ignorance with explanations.
I know, as it should have been from the start. You've practically been ruling the kingdom for over years. It shouldn't matter that you're a woman.
We can't force more change than they're able to accept. That would risk uprising, instability, a complete loss of Mott. Everything I've worked for, everything I've fought to preserve, gone.
No, you're right. As usual, you're right.
I know. That's why I'm the king.
Co-king.
The senior king.
The wise old king.
I could have you killed.
Noted. Was there anything else you needed?
Oh, so much more, Senenmut. We haven't even scratched the surface of the building campaign I have planned. If they need masculine pictures of me, we need places to put them. I'll rebuild the whole damn country if that's what it takes.
While the Punt expedition expanded Egypt's trade empire and presence abroad, Hatshepsut's massive building projects bolstered support at home, playing to her strengths.
We need to showcase my devotion to the gods so that our people will flourish. Too many shrines have been neglected for years and fallen into disrepair. Why should the gods shower their blessings on us when all their temples are crumbling? What kind of king would I be if I left this unaddressed? I have a duty to the gods.
Her monuments and inscriptions celebrated her special connection to the gods, affirming her religious ties to the kingship were unimpeachable.
I need to rebuild our land, not let it disappear in the sand. Egypt will reclaim its place at the top of the world. We need a temple for the god Amen-Re.
Yes, my king.
One that is fit for the Lord
Yes,
of the throne. Let every wall be inscribed with my name, so that the truth may be known. Build me 4 obelisks, each 100 feet tall.
Whatever you wish.
Glistening bright with electrons.
Pink granite.
Stand them beside those that are erected by my father, building on what he'd begun. I need to rebuild our land, not let it disappear in the sand. Egypt will reclaim its place at the top of the world. Another temple for the goddess Pocket. Lioness patron of mothers in war. Cut in the stone, set in the face of a cliff. Better than ever before. Inscribe a list of all the temples I've built and how I restored what had decayed. Make sure you work in how the spoils from Punt will strengthen our military.
Yes, Hatshepsut.
Really drive it home at the end. I do all these things by the design of my heart, knowing what's right for Egypt, just as the destruction of a command of Amen will not happen. My inscription shall last like the mountains.
Right away.
Oh, and Senenmut, one more thing. How was construction on Jesserut?
A marvelous sight.
My temple of millions of years.
The greatest, yes.
A statue of me on each of the 26 pillars. A face they will never forget. I vow to rebuild our land, not let it disappear in the sand. Egypt has reclaimed its place at the top of the world.
Teams of architects and builders worked tirelessly to keep up with the king's projects anywhere she could show her devotion to the gods and simultaneously strengthen public support of her unprecedented kingship.
Another temple for Mut, additional pylons at Karnak, a temple for Hathor, the mother of light, a chapel of red quartz to go with the white, another statue, another stela. All that I build will serve to reveal a king that looks after the good of her people and never will yield at all.
Hatshepsut, it's okay to slow down. You've been going non-stop for years. Punt was a huge success. Thutmose is grown and maintaining a strong military presence abroad, while you oversee the most prosperous period in recent years. Only an idiot wouldn't see that this is the best Egypt has ever been.
You know as well as I do, there's never been a shortage of idiots. Facts won't change how people feel. I must continue.
Stop. Just breathe. Take a look at everything that's changed around here, all because of you. People have food and all they need. They don't have to be convinced of that to understand it's true. The fight is over. You've clearly won. And throughout history, posterity will cherish what you've done. You've changed the system, fought for your voice, so that women like your daughter Neferure have a choice. This is the start of something new, a kingship now forever redesigned. 2 kings, one at home and one abroad, with Neferure next in line. Surely you deserve a break. Come, walk with me, please. Come see what I have built for you. Enjoy the beauty you inspire. I think you'll be pleased with the progress on the mortuary temple. It truly is the holiest of holies. The workers have... I had no idea. I never saw.
Do you see now? Do you get it? I can never stop fighting.
I will have some men remove this.
The graffiti isn't the fucking problem, Senenmut. After everything, they still can't accept a woman.
I'll find out who did this.
No! That isn't the way that it works. No. It isn't just men being jerks. No. It's an affront to the gods themselves. Not even you understand. The only one that I thought I could count on. Was I a fool to believe it would change? This isn't personal. It's a complete breakdown of Ma'at. It's blasphemy! I'm the daughter of Ray. Tutmos is the son of Ray. My family was chosen. I was chosen, and I will not be torn down. I have given everything for them. This is the way that they repay me. Do they even care how hard I've worked to keep us all in Amen's grace? Never a thought of what I want. Everything was for the good of the people. But what do you do when the people spit right in your face?
You stand up and you take it all. They won't get the satisfaction if you never fall. You are strong, you're what Egypt needs, and one day they'll see past sex and love you for your deeds.
If they need another spectacle, then I'll renew my reign and shake with us at festival.
Succeed.
We will stand,
I'll be
and we'll
by
take it
your
all.
side.
If we stick together through it, we will never. Wait. What is this? Where of the royal seal, companion great in love, the chief steward Senenmut?
I can explain.
He who greatly satisfies the heart of the divine consort?
Hatshepsut.
Who gave you permission to write this?
You have done me great honors, my king, and I wish to express my gratitude.
Because last I checked, I decide what is written in my utensils. Companion great in love, do you not see how that reduces everything I've done?
I didn't think that...
No! You didn't. And now it's my problem.
I never meant to cause you any pain. My only wish to glorify your name. Is it a crime to love the one you serve? That's the devotion you deserve.
You don't know, and you never could, but in their eyes this sort of thing erases all the good. This won't work. I see the way it ends. They'll distort us till it seems we're something more than friends. What can I do if I can't turn to you? You have always been.
I never meant for it to go this
You have been my stability.
I can help you
Now you're
still.
just a liability.
Without your
The answer is painfully clear. You need to go.
Hatshepsut.
No. This is how it has to be, and you can't be a part of it. Go, now.
I'm sorry, my king.
At any cost. So it goes, I suppose. I'll have to do this on my own. I must continue. I have a divine mandate to rule this land at any cost.
It won't work.
What?
They won't let you succeed. You upset the very status quo you swore to protect. Rose too high for a woman? You created a problem. Problems must be fixed.
You're wrong. Now my heart turns this way and that as I think of what people will say. Those who see my monuments in years to come and who shall speak of what I have done. I stand at the edge of eternity, all time like an ocean in front of me. Will I float through the years? Will I flounder and drown? I said I would do what I had to do. Stand tall, and the nation will follow you. But they cannot accept who is wearing the crown. I will not just fade into the night. I've spent my life fighting for the right to be heard. And I will be heard. I was here, and no one can tear apart what I've done, what I've left behind. I was here, and I've known it from the start. I'm the one who could redefine what it takes to lead, to truly succeed, and that a woman can do all this. Let 'em try to deny. I will make them understand. I've tried to establish my legacy, do good to the best of my agency. But for all my success, one thing remains clear. A man is required to be the king. That word threatens now to wreck everything. I can see in their eyes, it's my power they fear. They try to destroy me for my sex, make it clear some never respect who I am. But I still am. I know that the world will remember me. My name will live on through eternity. Though they try to erase me and all that I've done. Who cares if they slander and ruin me? I stay true to my own morality. Now I firmly resolve and shout to the sun. I was here.
But the world almost didn't remember her.
What?
Neferure died before Hatshepsut could establish a precedent for female succession.
What are you doing?
And with her, the bright future Hatshepsut had hoped to accomplish died as well.
Stop.
22 prosperous years under the rule of a successful female king, and then everything just went back to the way it was before.
Why are you wrapping up? I'm not done yet.
You don't get to decide when you're done. Hatshepsut died.
I'm right here.
Hatshepsut died, knowing everything she had sacrificed and fought for would be forgotten with her. She had saved the Tutmosid line and brought unprecedented wealth to Egypt, but those successes would never be rightfully attributed because the patriarchy would not allow it.
Do we have to do this part?
For over 1,000 years, Hatshepsut was completely forgotten, lost to history. Her name was removed from her monuments, her statues smashed, her triumphs ascribed to the various Tutmoses. All depictions of her kingship were erased by the very king she had helped raise.
Tutmos would never do that.
Of course he would. You stole the crown from him.
I stole nothing.
But that's not what it looks like.
I held the dynasty together so that he would have a crown to wear. I did what was needed because nobody else could. And if I were a man, nobody would have even blinked.
I know. But you know that we must preserve the strength of the dynasty.
At any cost.
Any cost.
But why? Why is this the cost?
Don't you see? In a world where you could be king, where you excelled as king, everyone had potential. Anyone could make a claim to the throne, even the women.
Why would they be content in their place when you proved they could be more? There could have been anarchy.
Or there could have been a queen.
The line of succession was unclear, and Egypt needed an uncontested heir.
There must have been other ways.
I had to make a choice to restore order, to preserve Ma'at at any cost. Isn't that what you wanted?
So you erased me? Like it never even happened?
I did what had to be done for the good of the country. But we both know the good of the country isn't always so good. I'm sorry.
Hatshepsut.
You took Egypt by surprise with no intent to compromise on what was up to you to stabilize a kingdom edging on demise. But was it worth the cost, with everything you lost, for the chance to see a woman on the throne?
To hell with what they say when they complain about your reign.
It doesn't change how brightly you shone.
Hatshepsut.
Did you know they'd vilify you just because you wouldn't stand by idly? You saw the plan you made to lead the land. You weren't afraid to take a stand.
But still they wouldn't see past your femininity. They could not accept a woman in your place. To purify the crown, they tore your statues down.
You were gone without a trace.
Hatshepsut.
Can we ever hope to find out what was going through your mind? Oh,